Welcome to weeks 9 and 10, Kings and Queens. We are going to take this to the gym today. So what we're going to do in these next weeks, we're looking to get a little bit more advanced. We're going to add weights, we're going to add cables, but we're also going to add cardio days and stretching days. So we're going to have some fun with this. Day one, the first 3 exercises we have is a goblet squat. Everything is 4 sets of 10. Right after the goblet squat, we're going to go into squat jumps, and then we're going to go into calf raises. So like I said, 4 by 10. The intent behind the movement is more important than the movement itself. We're going to have some fun today. The first exercise is a goblet squat. What I want you guys to notice, my wife's feet are going to be angled out, so her knees and her toes are matching each other. I don't want to be in or out and in. What we're going to do is we're going to control the negative. So you're going to count to 3 on the way down. 1, 2, 3. Now she's going to focus on pushing through her heels and pushing the ground away from her. Control, push the ground away through your heels. Good for the glutes. Go ahead and turn sideways. So chest up. Everything hugged into that dumbbell, push the ground away into those glutes and quads at the top. One more, stretch, contract through the heels, and push, rest. Our second exercise is squat jumps. I want you to find a nice solid surface. Make sure you're not jumping on something that could move like a Bosu ball. We'll turn sideways. I want you to use your arms and breath, and I want you to focus on jumping through your heels. Here we go. As she's going, you can hear her breath. She's breathing. She's not holding her breath. Some bad things could happen. Rest. Good job. Our last exercise in superset 1 is going to be calf raises. Now, I'm not just looking for the aesthetics of the calf. The function of the body, if energy gets trapped in the ground, if I can't push through my foot, it's going to go up to my hip, my knee, my lower back. So we have to strengthen the foot from the ground up. So you're going to put a box in front of a wall. I'll be the wall. Both feet. Put the hands against the wall. You're going to slightly bend your knees. You're going to try to stretch your calf all the way to the ground. So basically get your heel to the ground, slight knee bend, and then I'm going to push all the way through my big toe. Rest. Welcome to our second superset. Everything is 4 by 12 in this set. The first thing we're going to do is a bow and arrow press. Then we're going to go into a seal row, which is a chest supported row. And then we're going to go into kneeling med ball slams. Like I said, everything is 4 sets of 12. We're working on a bow and arrow press. So what we're doing is both hands are up at the same time. As I go down, I'm pushing one hand to the ceiling. As I press the other dumbbell, then I switch. You have to keep tension in the hand that's up and switch. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up, and press. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Rest. Our next exercise is a seal row. Now, my ladies, you want your lady parts over the top part of the bench. You want your sternum right at the edge of the bench so you can find some comfortability. Now, I'm going to imagine rounding my back into the bench. As I go up, I'm going to lift my head up and bring my hands right to my waist. Here we go. Good. All the way down, round that back into the bench, pull those elbows up, all the way down, squeezing through the whole entire middle of our back. Inhale on the way down, create space. Exhale on the way up. Good. Our next exercise is kneeling med ball slams. So as we say, we're going to go down to our knees. Now, what you're going to do, depending on how hard this ball is, if you throw it hard enough, it can come up and hit you in the face. We don't want that. So what you're going to do is raise it above your head and breathe out nice and smooth, throw the ball down. Good. Up, down. She's trying to catch it on the upswing. So you can use that rhythm, breathe out into the ground, take out some anger on it. Good. And rest. Our last superset of the day, we're going to start with reverse lunges, 4 by 12. So that's going to be 6 each leg. Next, we're going to go to a negative chin up. This is going to be one of the hardest workouts you've ever done. You're only going to focus on the negative. You're going to do 4 sets of 6 reps. The last thing we're going to do is a hanging leg raise, and that's going to be 10 reps. So, on a reverse lunge, the cues I want is a nice tall spine, inhalation through the diaphragm, and the leg that goes back is not doing the work. The leg that's in the front is doing the work. So I reach behind myself. I'm focusing on driving through my full foot and through my glute. As she steps back, you're going to see the emphasis is on this leg, pushing through that full foot, 3 points of contact in that foot. Chest stays up, watch getting your back down and back. Keep everything nice and tall, control your breath, and push through that front of the foot. Very big emphasis on the glutes here. Our next exercise, like I said earlier, one of the hardest exercises you'll do is controlling the negative on a chin up. My hands are gonna be under, okay? So I'm not putting external rotation stress on my shoulder. I'm gonna go ahead and go underhand. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna jump up and she's gonna control the negative. So I would like you guys to have a spotter. If not, you'll be okay. We're gonna control the negative, make sure it's a solid surface under you. So if you drop, you drop. Reset your feet. Only 6 reps. So jumping up, here we go. Pulling through the back, not the arm, good tension all the way down and rest. 6 reps just like that. Our last exercise in this day before our isometric is a hanging leg raise. Now, what that's doing is putting extension on your lumbar or your lower back and putting it into flexion. So we're training the lower back to extend and flex and also working on the aesthetics of our stomach. So arms up. Now, legs straight would be the way to go. If we can't, we're gonna bend our knees and go straight up and down. And if this is too difficult, what we can do is lay on the ground and let our legs naturally raise up to our chest and extend back down to the ground. Either way, you're working the hip flexors and the lower back. Our last exercise of the day, our isometric, is a top push-up. So we're gonna work that T-spine, which is the middle of the back, which is a lot of sedentary America. If you sit a lot, the middle of your back is usually locked up with bad posture from the chin. So what we're gonna do is if you imagine someone pushing from your sternum, I don't suggest doing this with someone random at the gym, this is my wife. I'm pushing through her stomach and pushing through the middle of her back to where all of this part of her back when I'm slouched down is actually getting strong through length there. We're gonna try to hold this for a minute, pushing through the hands, breathing, hands directly under the shoulders.